Yeah, this one's like dropping bombs.
I am a public administrator.
How much do you make?
$242,000 a year.
Can you describe what you do in one sentence?
I oversee homeless programs for a very large nonprofit in the city of Los Angeles.
That's a big role. And what's your biggest struggle in that job?
Not enough housing, not enough housing, not enough housing.
I'm going to reference San Francisco because I know more about San Francisco than I do LA. San Francisco has a yearly budget of over $1 billion to deal with the homeless issue of 6,000 to 16,000 homeless. That's somewhere between 128 grand and 64 grand per homeless person. 64 grand a year is over 5,000 a month. That will pay rent anywhere in the Bay Area. But the money will go to a bunch of useless endeavors which will never solve the problem, and homeless will continue to be an issue in San Francisco. Think about it. Why would you solve the homeless problem if it would cost you your $250,000 a year job? Anytime you hear homeless activists mention housing as the number one problem, you know they're full of it. The homeless problem is not with the guy who lives down by the river or the woman who's temporarily homeless living out of her car. It's the dude at Third Market taking a dump in broad daylight. It's the woman shooting up just outside of City Hall where she's going to pass out for the rest of the day on the ground. It wouldn't matter how much housing you gave these folks. It wouldn't do any good. There's a simple solution for the housing homeless problem in San Francisco. Take the $1 billion and fund inpatient rehab and mental health institutionalization. These folks need drug treatment as well as psychiatric treatment for mental health issues that have probably gone untreated for decades. Until we realize that these people have no ability to care for themselves, they need some form of institutionalization. We won't solve the problem. UCFS just recently released a homeless study in which they say, oh yeah, housing affordability is the number one problem for homeless in California. They have a very long report that goes into all the things such as racism, race inequity, housing costs, immigration, everything except drugs and crazy. When you read the methodology of this report, you find they worked with local groups to find representative people for the purpose of interviewing them. Interviewing them with a 3,200 question directed survey. Last I checked, the guy at Third Market taking a dump and screaming at some MC demon is not going to happily sit down with you and answer your questions. And Miss High as a Kite, she's not going to make it, or she'll pass out during the middle of it. The people they are likely to interview because of this methodology are the homeless people where money is the problem. And that's the group actually that giving them money would actually help. The lady living out of her car, yeah, she's the one we're giving her a couple $1,000s so she can reset her rent, first, last, all that stuff. That will work. But let's be clear. Until we're okay with institutionalizing these people, it's not going to get fixed. I never imagined a day would come when pooping on the street or passing out in public didn't just land you in jail immediately. The left has policies that, in a nutshell, make people feel good about their policy, regardless of the results. We need to be a little bit more stern and force these people into treatment. Forcing someone into treatment, though, doesn't make you feel good about yourself because it feels kind of like you're restricting their freedom. Yeah, we're taking away their freedom to help them. But apparently the people of San Francisco want people shitting in their streets and shooting drugs in public, and they just don't have the conviction or the balls, for that matter, to do what is right. Keep clutching those pearls. Eventually, they're going to rip them off your neck to fund their next fix.
And if you've made it this far, please consider hitting that follow button as well as a like. Thank you. Take care.